you're going through bad experiences because Allah is mad at you and Allah is punishing you for something. That's not the case. Some of the best people that ever lived had very difficult lives, had very hard times. And it's not because Allah doesn't love them. So this life was made with trials, with difficulties that we have to learn to navigate. Shaitan wants us to believe everything that happens to us, somehow figure out a way to blame Allah for it. Figure out a way to blame Allah. Why? Because that's what he did. فَبِمَا أَغْوَيْتَنِي. He blamed Allah. When he refused to do sajda and he was cast out, he blamed Allah immediately. That's where he wants you to get to. And so he uses that past bad experience, that painful experience, to try to pull you away from Allah also. Another way he uses your past is that he will, maybe some of us, we lived a life of sin before. Maybe you had friends or, your relationships that were leading you down a road of sin, that you kept falling in and falling in and falling in. And you figured out a way to make tawbah to Allah and you cut off those friendships and you cut off those relationships. Whether those people are, their judgment is with Allah. But you for yourself, you decided that those people may not be evil, but I know that when I'm in their company or when I'm around, then I fall into evil. So I'm going to try to protect myself and I'm going to pull away as much as I can and try to fix myself with Allah. You will know in your personal life who those people are. And maybe you had people like that in your life that were pulling you into sin, whether they realized it themselves or not. And maybe it's not even their fault, maybe it's your own weakness. But since you recognize that, you say, you know what? Every time I've tried, I've fallen back into sin, I'm going to discontinue some of these relationships, not because I hate these people, not because I'm better than them, not because, I want them to suffer, but because I want to save myself. I want to pull myself away. And when you pull yourself away, shaitan will come and say, hey, don't you miss the old friendship? You don't miss those guys? You don't miss her, man? You don't miss this? You don't miss that? And he wants you to pull back. Go back, go back, go back. The same way some people left sin. Literally sin. They left drinking. They left drugs. They left adultery. They left fornication. They left evil deeds. They walked away from them. They changed. But sometimes the devil comes and triggers you and says, hey, you're going through a hard time. Just one time. Just go back. Not forever, but come on, you had a hard week. It's been a tough month. You've gone through a lot. Just go back just a little bit. And you know what that used to be like. And they say in Arabic, there's a saying in Arabic, kullu mamnu' matlub. Everything forbidden is desirable. Right? So even though after faith, you develop a regret and an embarrassment over the sins you and I may have committed. And we develop almost a hatred for repeating those sins again. At the end of the day, we're also human beings. And human beings have temptations and desires. And that's one of the things that shaitan wants to manipulate. So he'll try to pull you back and try to get you to say, hey, come on. You know how it used to be, right? It was so much better for you. You felt so much easier. And why deny yourself?